I feel like my life is so boring at the minute. I've got actually nothing to tell you.
What I do. I mean, I was teaching pottery this morning. I did another cold dip, and like the lock was frozen. Like I actually had to break my way into the lock because it was so cold. What else is new?
Do you think you're kind of getting used to it now?
Yeah, no, I definitely, because I started in the summer and it's just got progressively colder, and I try to go at least once a week so that I don't, yeah, so I'm used to it. My body gets used to it. But I genuinely like look forward to it now. Like I crave it when I haven't been.
Are you going to be super mad if I go and make a coffee really quickly so I don't fall asleep?
No, but I didn't charge my phone last night, so I'm on 40%, so which should be fine.
It'll be the quickest coffee you've ever seen in your life.
Better
be. Stay there.
Okay, bye.
Eventually.
How fast was that?
Oh, so speedy. I like barely even realised that you were gone. You were like,
I know.
flash.
Okay, right. Let me tell you my story now quickly before your phone dies. Are you ready?
Oh my god.
Hello.
Okay,
and what did I tell you, Rose?
Okay, but that happened as you sat down, not when you left.
I don't think so. I think you weren't paying attention.
I really wasn't, but there's not that much that I could have done if it...
But you could have seen that scientifically it's not normal that they wait until I've left the room before they fall down. Okay, hello and welcome to our podcast, 26 to Life. Sorry, hello and welcome to our podcast.
26 to Life! Catherine!
Sorry, I've forgotten what we do. Hello and welcome to our podcast.
26 to Life. We're after 26 years of friendship. We have been friends for longer than a life sentence.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Rosie.
And every week, twice a week, we tell each other true crime stories in the UK that the other one hasn't heard, and we just wind each other up along the way. Yeah. Rosie's on low battery today, so let's get on with the show.
I'm ready.
Today's a first. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because it does not involve murder.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies. We never specify. I shouldn't have told you that, should I? Could have kept you in suspense. But we never specified that this was a murder podcast, just a true crime podcast. So today is our first episode that will not cover murder. That does not mean it is not a horrific case. Today's case, be warned, covers domestic abuse, just horrific domestic abuse, I think. Just horrendous. Yeah, absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. Okay. So I didn't really expect to get into this one in the way that I did. Hold on, let me just move forwards.
How did you get into this one? How did you decide on this?
How did I just... Okay, so I post quite a lot of things on Threads, and there tends to be a lot of like men versus women, where if you say anything about women's rights, men are immediately, not all men, blah, blah, blah. And if you say anything about men's rights, women are like, no, it's feminism, not... And not understanding that feminism is about removing stereotypes from a gender and just allowing people to be. And so when I was talking about domestic violence, there was so much abuse of men who suffer domestic violence, of other men being like, oh, what a wimp, what a loser, what a blah, 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 blah. And it really annoyed me.
Yeah.
And I suppose I kind of wanted to look at it in a way that was really objective, you know? Not as somebody... I've been through domestic violence before and I know how I got there and I can see the pattern. And I just wanted to see it from the other side. To see, you know, is it different for men? Is it the same for men? Etc, etc, etc.
But the other side is in a male being the person who is suffering from domestic violence.
Victim.
Yeah, it's who's the victim, that's right.
And
not as in
the female is the abuser.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry, did I make it sound like I was on the side of the perpetrator? I do not condone domestic
No,
violence.
it's not that it's not that it sounded like you were you on their side. It was almost as if you wanted to see their perspective, but no.
They don't have a perspective.
They don't have
They
any
are
perspective.
wrong. Alex Skeel was born in August of 1995, same year as us, same age as us, and he has a twin brother called Luke. When he was born, he was this teeny tiny little thing. So obviously we know that quite a lot of the time twins can be very, very small, but he weighed only 2 pounds.
Oh,
so he was
so
absolutely tiny. And his mum is called Geraldine and his dad is called Graham. And Alex and Luke also have another little brother who arrives a couple of years later. Alex grows up in Bedford and he's just a football boy through and through. We all know them. Hoodies are goalposts and they just constantly are kicking a ball.
Yep.
And on the 3rd of June 2012, Alex is 16 and his friend's in this performance and he goes to see his friend in the performance, and while he's there, there's a girl and her friend is also in the performance. They get chatting. He thinks she's really cool, she's really pretty, she's really lovely, super chilled, laid back, just normal 16-year-old girl. And
this is
so
not
weird
at like
because-
school. This is like an outside performance in like a...
Yeah, I don't know if the performance was a school performance or something, but it didn't imply that they both went to the same school.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
It implied that, they both went to this same performance to each support their friend. Now, she's really normal looking. She's got long brown hair, classic 2012. You've met someone in person, which is weird. Long brown hair, very, very slim. One of Alex's friends, Jordan Parker, he says that everyone met Alex's new girlfriend and everyone loved her. And she was really nice. She was just lovely. And her name is also Jordan.
Okay.
So we've got Jordan the friend and Jordan the girlfriend. Jordan the friend is a boy. Jordan the girlfriend is a girl. Obviously.
Do you talk about Jordan the friend a lot?
Yeah, he has quite a lot to say just about kind of what's going on throughout the time.
So should we...
Boy Jordan?
Should we just call him
Girl
Boy
Jordan?
Jordan? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. BJ. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one there. Alex's family goes
Don't call
on...
him BJ, please.
Oh, wait. He's very nice. He's very nice. She's not.
No.
Alex's family goes on holiday and Alex and Luke, the brothers, they're like, we're not going on a family holiday. We're going to have a free house and it's going to be amazing. Luke looks like Rob Beckett. I'm going to put a picture up, but he looks so much like Rob Beckett. You know, the smile and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And they want to have a free house. And imagine 2012, free house. Explain to me the hairstyles. I wonder if you had the same thing, because we did not go to the same secondary school. What's going on in a free house in 2012? Hairstyles, clothes. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know what your expectations are, but we used to get dressed up just to sit in the house and put makeup on and invite boys around and
yeah, but
it was like a
I'm
lot
thinking it's the big fringe.
Yeah, the wide sweat. Yeah. With the clips sliding in here. Yeah. Straightened.
They're listening to Bastille.
Oh yeah, Pompeii.
Yeah. Very good song. And they're smoking, they're drinking, they're singing along on a shed roof. It's just that. I mean, I don't know. When they said
Smirnoff
singing
Ices
along on
and yeah.
When they said singing on a shed roof to Bastille, I was like, oh God, I did that. I must have done that at some point. And one of Alex's friends, Carly, she says, girl Jordan is just normal. She says she's quite quiet and even though she's trying to be very objective at this point, you can just hear the shade in her voice. And she says, yeah, she was friendly when we first met. I was like, oh, okay, Carly. Carly has a story. I think me and Carly would be friends. She seems like a great egg. And Geraldine, Alex's mum, said, yep, she was really lovely, but there was something that was just a bit odd. She would pick up on weird things. So she would say it's weird that the family all eats dinner around... The family all eat? All eats? All eat. It was weird that the family all eat dinner around the table together. And it just seemed like a different way of being brought up. But
but I wouldn't say that it was weird. Like, I wouldn't... If I went to your house and you were eating around the table and I had never eaten around a table before, I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's weird. I would have been like, oh, this is really wholesome.
Well, when we came to your house, we didn't eat round a table.
No, we didn't have a table.
No,
We were
but
poor.
you never. But you came to my house plenty and would never have. We definitely would have sat around a table.
Yeah, I never would have commented on us eating around the table because it
No,
wouldn't. For me, that is the
and I
normal thing
never
to
would have
do.
commented on us eating on the sofa.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
and then we were little, and so to be like that at 16, 17 is weird.
Yeah.
But then Geraldine says the nitpicking starts, and Alex says the same. So Geraldine's the mum, and they're saying, "Oh, I wouldn't wear grey. Grey doesn't suit you. Oh, I don't like your hair like that. You should cut your hair like this. And are you going to wear those shoes? I don't like those shoes." And blah 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 blah. And there is a certain level of when you've been together for a long period of time, you can be very honest with your partner and say what you think suits them or what you think is nice or what you think. But to constantly be trying to change their appearance or to alter how they are, it can be a bit draining.
Yeah.
And
I mean, don't get me wrong. When Jack has his hair cut too short, he knows full well that I don't like it, but he still won't tell them that he doesn't want it too short because he doesn't.
Jake, exactly the same.
And
Exactly the same.
he knows. He
He doesn't care.
No,
He's
exactly.
like, yeah, okay, Rosie doesn't like it, and what?
Well,
She's not going to humiliate and embarrass. Well, she might. No, she's not joking. She's not going to humiliate and embarrass me and not love me because of it and say horrible things. So
exactly.
yeah,
And there's also a way of saying things as well. Like if Jack was wearing some shoes that I didn't think went, I would probably just say, "Oh, why don't you try your other ones instead?" Like you wouldn't be like, also, "Oh, you wearing it?" Like there's a difference in the way that you say it. If you're like, "Oh, you're wearing those shoes," compared to, "Oh, I think the other ones might look better." Kind of thing.
Match better. Yeah,
exactly. It's
100%.
just about the way.
And you ask your partner. I have at least 25 coats, and I will put on an outfit, and then I'll put on a coat, and I'll say, "Is this the?" And Jay will say, "Oh no, I would wear the white one instead."
Yeah.
Not because he's like, "Oh, you look gross," just because. But like you said, there's a way to do it, and she's not doing it that way. And then Geraldine says these mind games just start, and it's so weird. So in 2013, the family organises a trip to the Lion King at the Lyceum Theatre.
They're 18 at this point.
Yeah, they're 18.
So they've been together for like 2 years. Okay.
Alex's family organise for them to go to, all of them as a family, to go to the Lion King at the Lyceum Theatre in London, which we love.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Love. It's not cheap, but if you haven't been and you ever get the chance to go, oh my god, go! It's so
for sure.
So beautiful. But that's a really amazing present, you know, from your boyfriend's family for them to, and they're staying in a hotel afterwards. So this is a big present.
But yeah, I guess they're coming from Bedford, so it's worthwhile to stay the night.
Alex goes into the bathroom in their hotel room. When he comes out, Girl Georgian is gone. They're like, what is happening?
They're just sharing a room together, and then the parents are in another. Yep, okay.
Yep. And
she's just disappeared.
Yeah, and as soon as I heard that this happened, I thought, oh my god, this is just classic. Get the attention, get everyone worrying.
Yeah.
So they're all looking for her. They're looking for her for like an hour.
And I'm guessing she's not picking up her phone. She's not sent anyone a message.
She's in the hotel lobby, just sitting there. And when she sees them, she cracks up laughing. She thinks, yeah, that is so funny. And the parents
where were they looking for an hour?
Around London. Like, she obviously wasn't in the hotel lobby the whole time. She just came back to it after an hour.
Okay.
And then the parents are saying to him, that's weird.
Yeah.
Just weird behaviour. And he's thinking, I think they're mistaken because she doesn't act like this when it's just me and her.
Yeah.
So clearly they're the problem, right? I mean, what other explanation is there? And then we get to August the 17th, 2013, and we now have Alex and Luke's 18th birthday. And Geraldine just wants to show off her boys. She wants to throw them this huge party and make a big fuss and a big deal of them. And you immediately know that that's going to be a problem because she's not the centre of attention.
Yeah.
It's going to be an issue. And so she says... And also, sorry, there's also a bit of a celebration because they're also now going to university and going to college. Luke is off to uni, Alex is off to college, and they, want to celebrate it. And
Is there a reason that Alex is going to college and not uni?
I think it's probably just about what he wanted to study.
Yeah.
I don't know, it didn't say, but I wonder if whether it was like a vocational course as opposed to an academic course.
Or whether or not it was because she wanted him to stay closer and didn't want him to go off to uni, so he chose something.
Well, this does come back in just a little while. You will see. And so one of Geraldine's friends has a daughter who I think is 15 at the time. And girl Jordan says she doesn't want to go to the party because this girl's going to be there. And it's one of those family friends that you've known forever.
Yeah.
You're cousins, but you're not cousins. You've grown up together. And halfway through this party, there is a huge argument, and girl Jordan starts screaming at this girl, this 15-year-old girl. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Geraldine is saying, you've got to leave. And Alex is siding with girl Jordan and saying, no, I want her to stay. And he's crying and it's all, But now the party's ruined. Staying or leaving, Alex's night is ruined. And it's just unfair.
And so is Luke's as well. Everybody's night has been ruined. Yeah.
And all the attention's on girl Jordan, which is what...
Exactly what she wanted all along.
She wanted. Yeah. A few weeks later, she snaps his SIM card in half.
What?
And he's done. I'm done. I don't want to be with her anymore. I'm out of this relationship.
Yeah.
And the family are celebrating.
Yeah.
They're thinking, this is great. We've got him back. She's out the picture. And nope, it's done. But, obviously, because we're here, that's not the end of the story. Few weeks later, she's back. And guess what she says?
Oh, sorry.
No.
What?
I'm pregnant.
Oh, I knew! Yes, that was going to be my second guess. I knew it.
And Geraldine's thinking, no, you're not. This is a lie. Blah, 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 blah. She makes her do a test in her own home.
Yeah, Geraldine doesn't believe her. Gets her pregnant.
But she makes the test. She is actually pregnant. And Alex and his mum are both saying, right, gonna support her doesn't mean that I need to be with her, right? He can be a good dad, he can financially and emotionally help her without actually being with her. But then they don't hear from her for about a year. And she has a baby, Thomas, who is born on the 19th of May, 2014. I think they say his name was Thomas J and they call him TJ. And... from there, this is that she's either going to withhold the baby or she's going to be back in their lives. Like, it's going to be one or the other, right? And I just felt like the mum seemed like she would be such a good grandma. Yeah. She obviously would just adore this baby. And she turns
Wait, but why did she disappear for a year? We don't know. She just disappeared.
Because he doesn't want to get back together with her. So she goes off for a year, has the baby, and then one day she turns up at Geraldine's door and she says, do you want to meet your grandson? And Geraldine is obviously just besotted by this baby, just absolutely in love with him, and doesn't want to turn her away. But Alex is fuming. He's thinking, why did you even let her in the house? Blah, 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 blah. And Geraldine saying, please, I just really want to have a relationship with my grandson.
Yeah.
And she's also saying, girl Jordan seems to have changed. Girl Jordan seems to be a great mum.
Geraldine.
Be really loving, and they think that just being a mum has changed her as a person, and it's all going to be so much better. And Alex's family are really wanting him to give her a chance. Now, not necessarily to be together, but just to be
a dad.
Yeah, and they organise for Alex to meet the baby without girl Jordan being present. And of course, it's his baby. He just falls head over heels in love with him, and he actually says something really sweet. He says that his granddad was his safe place as a child, and so when he goes to meet the baby, he wants his granddad to go with him so that he feels safe and supported. And then all of a sudden, girl Jordan, she's living with Geraldine and it's all going well. They move her in. Geraldine's supporting her. Alex is supporting her. Anyway.
She's living with them. That's like...
She's living with them. And boy Jordan is saying, uh-oh. He's having a chat with Geraldine. I mean, he's clearly one of those friends that he knows the mum, and they sit and have a gossip even when Alex isn't there. And he says to Geraldine, I think that he's falling back in love with her. I think she's got her claws back in.
So she was living with them and not necessarily being together.
Yeah, so that they could be there for her, support her with the baby, etc., etc., etc. So girl Jordan and Alex are driving down the road and they see the girl from the party, the friend, Geraldine's friend's daughter, and they start screaming abuse at her.
Alex as well?
It says that, yeah. And the girl's mum, obviously, boop, 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 calls Geraldine and says, what is going on? My poor daughter's walking down the road. She's done absolutely nothing wrong. Leave her alone. Jordan packs up everything and she says to Alex, you have to choose. It's your mum and your family or me and the baby. And Alex chooses the baby.
Oh my... Sorry, beep that out. What the heck? What the heck?
Alex chooses the baby and Alex left with girl Jordan and he was 19 and his mum doesn't see him for another 2 years. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, you just know that Geraldine would have been heartbroken.
She is so heartbroken. Not just about Alex, but also about her grandson. And just she knows this is a bad situation. She's a clever cookie though, you'll see later.
But so does he have any contact with his brothers?
No one, not his friends, not his brothers, not his dad, not his mum, no one, not his aunt who we meet later, literally no one. He will not talk to anyone for the next 2 years. And May 2015, Alex and girl Jordan and TJ have moved into Jordan's parents' house. And so now he's, in my opinion, properly trapped. And Jordan starts changing and she starts obsessing over what were you doing when we were split up for that year. And she's asking him constantly, just, what were you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing? She doesn't believe anything he's saying. Who were you seeing? Blah, 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 blah. She changes his phone, so she gets rid of his phone number, and she also gets rid of his PlayStation, so he can have absolutely no contact with anybody that he knows, anybody that he knew. And I was thinking, okay, how is this happening? But things changed slowly. She's, building up to this. She's isolating him, and she's also got his son, so he doesn't want to, And Geraldine has absolutely no way of contacting him. And I thought this was so clever. She sends him £1 on the online banking app and just puts it as a reference, I love you. So and he responds saying, I hate you, stay away from me. I know. Poor Geraldine.
Well, he sends the £1 back.
I don't know if he sends the £1. Well, he must have done because he responds to it and he doesn't have her number or anything. Mental. Who was Alex's favourite person in the whole world? His safe space?
His granddad.
Okay, so one day Jordan comes up and she says, your mum's contacted my mum. She got a text from her and she says, your granddad's died. Alex is absolutely heartbroken that he did not get a chance to say goodbye to him. And she took that away from him and he's crying. And about 2 hours later, so he's just sobbing and is so upset. Jordan says, why are you so upset? And he says, you've just told me that
my
this
favourite
man,
husband,
my favourite person, the most important person in my life has died. And she goes, yeah, he's not dead.
What?
Yeah. She then proceeds to beat him for caring about his family. It was a lie. And she was mad that he had cried over the supposed death of his granddad.
That is so messed up. That is so messed up.
Can I just chuck a caveat in here? So obviously when I was researching for this, it's kind of difficult to timeline everything. And I was thinking, oh, okay, so this happened. Oh, then it jumps to this bit. And when you're reading through the statements and you're reading through the police interviews and everything, and then I realised the most difficult thing to do with trauma is to put it into some form of chronological order. You don't know what comes first and what comes next. So I might have got this order completely wrong. I know the main dates of when things happen, but in the time that they were living with Jordan's parents, I might have got the dates of things wrong. And in the time that you're about to see now, it might be slightly out of order. But that is the reason why everything's kind of different. And, you know.
No, that's fair enough.
So July 2016, they leave Jordan's parents' house. They're going to move out and be by themselves, which in my notes I wrote, this is going to be dangerous. Because now he's going to be alone in a house with crazy pants.
And also, like, having to pay bills and rent and be held accountable for those bills. Like, you can't just leave.
He has this job. He loves this job. And the first month they're living together, it's great. Everything's going so well. He has a good job that pays well and he's really happy. And they try for another baby and straight away she gets pregnant. And
no fucking way. What? Oh no, Alex.
And then all of a sudden Jordan says, I'm going to uni. Jordan says, I'm going to uni and you're going to come with me. I need you to quit your job because I can't trust you to not go running back to your mum and dad as soon as I'm out of the house. So he is going to have to accompany her to university every single day and give up his job that is paying the bills. And all this time, his family and his friends, he's missing stuff. He's missing graduations, birthdays, all these things. And they talk about this period of time that he was away. And it was nice because often if you have a friend or a family member who goes through that, you're angry that they cut you out for that length of time. But actually the way they talk about it is not, I don't know, he flaked on them and he ghosted them. It is almost just for that, like he was ill.
Yeah.
For that period of time he could not be. And I really liked that because there was no blame there whatsoever. And I think that's so important. It's got to be that your person knows that no matter what happens, you're not going to be mad.
You can always go back. Yeah.
You can always go back. It doesn't matter how long it's been.
Yeah.
And we now have a guy called Paul, and he is also one of Alex and Boy Jordan's friends. And they find a Facebook page, and I thought this was so sweet because it's quite clear that they're still looking for him. Now, Alex's original Facebook page has gone, but they find it, and it's spelt Alix. And he's used his middle name of Thomas, not his surname of Skeel. So Boy Jordan, gets a message. So he adds Alex, Alix, Alex Thomas, on Facebook, and he gets a message that's just abuse, just calling him names and being really horrible. And Boy Jordan's quite sweet about it. He's just, I knew it wasn't him, is what it is. And he responded saying, "You're right, Jordan," because he knew that it was going to be girl Jordan who was saying this. And this one broke my heart. On the 17th of August 2016, Gerald, Alex's granddad, sends him a text message saying, "Happy birthday, love you, miss you, Nana, Granddad." And he gets a response from Alex saying, "Don't message me again." I know, it was so
But
sad.
it wasn't actually Alex that sent those messages. It was always Jordan.
Very much doubt it was, or it was her forcing him to do it. Now, I'm going to explain a couple of the kind of violent things that she did to him. But like I said, I can't pinpoint dates and whatnot.
Yeah.
So she had repeatedly hit him in the shins with a hammer. On one occasion, she had beaten him with a beer bottle. Another time, she wrapped a phone charger around his wrist and swung it so the plug hit him in the head, and he's bleeding, and she laughs at him. And then when he asks for help, she says, "Why don't you just go and die?" So he is absolutely going through it. in this house.
She's literally just breaking him, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then Carly, who we love, she gets a message saying, "Are you still fat?" So there's obviously a huge amount of kind of vindictive insecurity there on the part of Jordan, wanting to kind of belittle and berate Alex's female friends.
Yeah, even though they're not in his life anymore. And she's still doing that. Oh, it's so sick.
She is disgusting. She is disgusting as a human. I just can't.
No.
Alex's aunt is like, "I'm done. This is ridiculous." And she sees on Facebook that he lives in an area called Stuartby. You heard of it? No. Stuartby. It's a good name though. And she says, "I'm going to find him. That's it." And she's driving around this area.
This is Geraldine's sister?
Yeah. She's driving around the area with George, who is Alex's cousin, so her son. And they know that Jordan loves elephants. So they're driving around this area where they think they live. And George is like, "Look, there's an elephant in the window. Look, there's loads of elephants."
No!
And so they go up to the door and
Yeah.
And all the lights go off. So bang on the door, all the lights go off. No one's answering. They said they can see the shadow of Alex, but no one's answering. Another time, Alex, Jordan and TJ go to Winter Wonderland. So anyway, the aunt and the cousin had to leave, but they kind of now know where he is.
Wait, so they haven't gone to uni? Yeah.
She's going to uni in the day. She's not moving away.
Oh my God, so he did actually quit his job at this point.
Yeah, and she forced him to quit his job.
Okay.
So he now has no job, no friends, no family.
No income of his own, yeah.
No income of his own. He is completely and utterly trapped. They go to Winter Wonderland. Her, girl Jordan, Alex and baby TJ. And she's going on at him. "What were you doing when we split up? You like these girls. Just, boring. Go away, you stupid pencil sharpener. Like, honestly, what?
Yeah.
And she says, we're not going to Winter Wonderland." And he's like, "Yeah, we are. We've travelled all this way," because obviously this is in central London, isn't it? It's Hyde Park, Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Okay, if we're going, you need to go into Boots and buy sleeping tablets and take one. And if you take one, then we'll go to Winter Wonderland." So he does it because he's thinking, "I just need to not have an argument with this girl."
Take a sleeping tablet?
Just take a sleeping tablet, yeah. And he's like, "Do you know what? I don't care. The ones you buy over the counter, they might make you a bit drowsy, but they're not going to be knocking you out, do you know?"
Well, yeah, but so then what's the point?
And then she says, "Okay, take them all out and put them all in your mouth." And then she says, "Crunch them." And he does, because she's broken him.
Yeah.
And he's falling asleep. He doesn't remember the night. And I was there like, he's lucky he's alive.
Yeah.
You just made him crunch the entire pack of freaking sleeping tablets. You want him to die on the ice rink? You stupid. Oh. Can't.
Oh my life. That's what?
I know. If this girl has not been punched in the face by now, I don't know. She does not let him eat properly the whole time they're living there. He loses stupid amounts of weight. She doesn't let him sleep in the bed. She makes him sleep on the floor. Her and TJ, the baby, sleep in the bed. And he's terrified to leave because he says, "What's going to happen to my child if I leave?"
I was about to ask, how is she with the baby?
Fine. Okay, so now we get to the 3rd of February 2017, and it's about 2:30 in the morning, and Alex calls his dad for help. And he's saying, I need help. So Sue, the aunt, and Graham, the dad, they go round and they're banging on the door and they're saying, "If you don't answer the door, then we're calling the police, blah, 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 blah." They call the police. The police go in, separate them, and say, "Okay, we're leaving now. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all done."
What?
They had a little bit of an argument. We've separated them and they're all okay. They just need to calm down. Oh, but by the way, your son is now walking with a limp. What? Never walked with a limp before. Running around playing football. What do you mean he now walks with a limp? Why is he walking with a limp? But he's an adult. What can he do?
Yeah.
You know, what can they do? Alex and Jordan, they go and see a concert. They go and see Bastille, which is Alex's favourite band in the world, and they go in Leeds and they have a great night.
Wait. So what
No,
happens?
that was it.
What happens after that whole ordeal? Like, sorry.
Nothing.
So, but he called his dad and said he needs help, and they show up. They call the police. They get separated. But what? And then his dad and his aunt, they just have to leave again. They don't hear from him again.
No.
And then
the police have dealt with it. Obviously, the police went in and separated them.
But did they?
Did you not hear that point?
Did Alex not? They didn't speak directly to Alex then.
No, because obviously Alex can't let girl Jordan know that he was the one who called his dad and his aunt.
Okay.
This obviously just must have been like, I don't know, the neighbours calling.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a really, really good night. It's great. And they're staying in this hotel in Leeds, and the next morning he wakes up to her pouring boiling water over his back. And she says to him, you need to lie and tell my parents that there was a dodgy shower head and that's how you burnt yourself. In what? You look like the Statue of Liberty, can I just say?
Good.
Yeah.
What?
In what world?
I fully get that it is so hard to leave these situations, and because it's psychological. It's so hard to leave these situations, but I want to know where his limit is, and I want him to get out already. Like, I want to, like, what is it going to take for him to realise that this isn't right and he deserves better? And this is breaking my heart.
I don't think at this point it's a case of he knows this is wrong.
Yeah.
He knows, but at this point it's his babies, and where's he going to go? And he's completely isolated.
Yeah.
He's got nothing. He's got no one. She buys a lie detector test. So do you remember how I said, like, this is not exactly a story because I'm not telling you in order. I'm telling you, she buys a lie detector test, a £5 lie detector test, one of those ones that it's like a game, you know, you put your hand in them. She then asks him, it's not really going to electrocute you, but she's asking him.
And it's also not accurate at all.
Well, I mean, real ones aren't bloody accurate. Do you know what I mean?
But you buy one for £5 off of Amazon, it's definitely not going to be accurate. What? She's
asking him things, and obviously we know it's going to buzz because they're all stupid tests and whatever. And she stands next to him with a kettle of boiling water over his hand, basically. Put your hand in there, answer the questions. It says that he's lying because it's a stupid test that doesn't work. And then she attacks him with boiling water. Like, they should... Do you know what? I actually think they shouldn't even sell these things. It's irresponsible to sell these things because they are so inaccurate and so wrong that they just shouldn't...
Even as, like, a jokey game, like, it's just not worth it, you know?
The 2nd of May 2017, their daughter Iris is born, and he's so excited. And one of the reasons he's so excited is because he's thinking she's going to stop. You know, she's just had a baby. We've got a newborn baby. This isn't gonna carry on. The abuse stopped for 3 days, and on the 31st of May 2017, she throws a full kettle of boiling water over him. And when I say this burned his whole arm, I mean it is 2nd and 3rd degree burns up his arm. It's all peeling off. And But
he has to go to the hospital for that, right?
He's saying to her, please let me put it in cold water. Please let me put it in cold water. So she runs a bath of cold water, lets him get in it. And then as soon as he's in it, she says, get out or I'm going to do it again. And then she says, okay, you can get back in the bath. He gets back in the bath, and then she says, get out, I'm going to do it again. And he said, like, his skin is cooking, it's peeling off, and it's literally cooking, and she's just tormenting him, with this get in, get out, blah, 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 blah. And then a few days after this, she gets a bread knife and cuts his hand deep enough that he has to have stitches, and he is locked in the bathroom. She gets into the bathroom and she goes to hit him in the head, but he puts up his hand and she cuts him, and it's so bad that she actually starts panicking. Now the police are called by the neighbours because he's shouting, stop, it's not my fault, I'm sorry, please stop hurting me. And the police go over and we meet PC Ed.
Please tell me PC Ed is a good guy. I cannot, if they let this go on, if PC Ed doesn't take her out immediately, I'm going to be
he's got a name, so we're either going to love him or hate him. It's going to be one of the other.
I really hope I love him. I really, really hope it.
PC Ed goes to the house and Jordan answers the door, and they've got to knock for quite a while, and she says, oh no, Alex is... And we see so much footage of her in the police interview and on the body cam footage. She's very small, very well spoken, long brown hair, and
plays the part.
Yeah, really plays the part. And she says, oh, Alex has hurt himself. And she takes them up to Alex, and Alex is sitting on the stairs, and there's a lot of blood, but she tells the police that he has cut his own wrists. She said that he has mental health issues, and he does this kind of thing quite a lot, and Alex is agreeing with her because he's terrified and he's sad and he's scared, and they see other injuries.
Yeah, he also has these burns all down his arm, and and
they put it all down to self-harm.
They put it down to self-harm?
No. Sorry. Jordan and Alex do. Okay. And he says PC Ed says they're both quite calm, but obviously they've got to take Alex to the hospital.
Yeah, he's calm because he's fucking terrified.
Yeah, so they take Alex to the hospital. You don't even know if you hate PC Ed yet. I
already hate everyone in this story that let it go on. Carry on.
They take him to the hospital, and he's meant to go and have, I don't know if it's an operation or some kind of treatment, and girl Jordan says, we're leaving.
No!
We're leaving. Yeah. And the nurses are saying to him, please
lock her up.
Please stay. We can see that you need help. Please stay. And he's saying, no, this is me. This is self-harm. I've done this to myself. Nothing to do with her. And they call a consultant, and the consultant comes, and he holds him by the face, and he says, are you safe to go home? And Alex says, yeah, I'm safe to go home. And obviously they can't force you to stay, but they can say you're leaving against medical advice. And that was it. And he's thinking, why am I not saying something? This is exactly the right time. Why am I still too scared to say something? And
because he doesn't know where he's going to go. And I'm sure she's probably said things to him about how his family hate him, and about they're never going to let him back in their lives. Like,
you'll never see the kids again.
Yeah.
No one will believe you anyway because you're the man. All these classic things that are going to happen.
His head. Like, that's... Of course and when somebody asks him, are you safe? He's thinking of all of those things. He's playing over all of it in his brain, and... Oh, my God, my heart.
When I reported my ex to the police, they said to me, is this the first time it's ever happened? And I said yes. I was there, I was in the police station reporting the incident, and I was too embarrassed to say, no, it's been going on for 2 years, because I felt so stupid that... Because I thought they'd say, well, if it's been going on for 2 years, why are you only just coming to us now? So I thought I have to just say, no, this is the first time it's ever happened, because otherwise I'm an idiot, right? And so... there's just this whole multiple reasons as to why he's not saying this is the wrong. And it's just, PC Ed.
Come on, Ed. He's not.
He's just thinking, he's thinking something's not right.
Yeah.
They've taken the boy to the hospital.
Go on.
The man to the hospital.
Go on.
The boy 'cause he's
Put it together. Go on, Ed. Keep going.
And he says, I'm going to try and get in touch with him the next day, just to see if he's okay. And he can't get in touch with him. But a few days later, a call comes through from the same address. And PC Ed is like, I'm there. I'm going to this call. I'm on my way.
Dibs me.
Dibs me. And he goes in and he says, I know something's going on. It's now broad daylight. Last time they went, it was the middle of the night. Now it's broad daylight. He's pale, he's thin, he's dirty, he's got bandages round his arms, and he's saying, I'm sure something's going on.
Yeah.
So Jordan is feeding the baby downstairs and Alex is down there with her, and PC Ed says, can we talk to you upstairs to Alex?
Yeah.
So he takes Alex upstairs and he's asking him, have you been assaulted? He says, no, we're just so stressed. We've got 2 kids and the baby's only a few weeks old. And the police are saying to him, look, we can see that you've not done this to yourself. These injuries are not possible to do to yourself. And he's going, yeah, no, it's fine. Jordan comes up halfway through. She goes, sorry, can I just change the baby? You're in the baby bed. And PC Ed says, we're going to A&E. You need these wounds redressed. Come on, you've got cuts, you've got burns. I'm going to get this sorted.
Yeah.
And she's questioning him, Alex. She's going, are you going to be home tonight? Are you coming home tonight? And he's saying, I don't know how long I'm going to be in A&E. And she's going, okay, but where are you going to go when you go home tonight? Like, just stop asking him questions. Surely, aren't you worried about all these injuries and whatever? PC Ed gets him in the car and he said, we're not leaving till you tell me the truth. And Alex is saying, no, there's nothing. I did this to myself. And the police officer, PC Ed, he turns off his body cam and he said, look, my camera's off.
It's me and
tell me the truth. And immediately Alex goes, yeah, it was her. She did it to me. This was all her. And he says, but please, can you say that the neighbours have reported this? Do not say it's come from me. And they go and they arrest her. And she is arrested for
what, then
assault.
And there?
So they drive Alex to the hospital.
And they go back.
And arrest her. And they arrest her for assault and GBH. And they say, leave the baby with your mum. You're coming with us.
Get Geraldine, the babies to Geraldine immediately.
And she's so calm. She's like, oh, how long will I be in there for? Will it be like an hour?
The rest of your life, you crazy bitch. The rest of your life. How long will I be in there for? Oh, not long enough. Let me tell you right now. Not long enough.
And basically, there's all different levels of assault. You go from, assault can be spitting on someone all the way up to GBH and attempted murder, and everything. It's quite hard to categorise, and the police have to determine when it goes from one to the other, and it can be reduced or it can be increased depending on the injuries and blah, 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 blah. But she's arrested for assault and GBH. And Alex gets to the hospital and the doctors say he maybe had 10 days to live. He was so malnourished and he was just broken. He was just, his body was broken. And he gets put in a hotel and the police bring him McDonald's and he's this is the best meal I've ever tasted. This is so good. And he says he's laughing at to himself in the morning because there's this buffet breakfast and there's he says there's all these posh business people all sitting around in their suits and there's him in his manky t-shirt with covered in blood, bandaged up, and he's laughing to himself because he's like, I don't care, buffet breakfast, I'm eating everything I can get my hands on. He's absolutely loving it.
Oh my god, I just got goosebumps just thinking about it. It's
I know.
So sweet.
I know. And so Sunday the 11th of June 2017, Alex is being interviewed. He's now 21. So we're quite, it's been going on a while. Yeah. And we also have Jordan being interviewed and she is 22. And she is just, she's not denying it. She's just really blasé about it. And yeah, the knife cut him, but it didn't go that far in. No, just sort of cut him a little bit. And that's how she talks as well. She's so annoying. I did cut him, but it wasn't that deep. I just cut him a little bit. And she's saying that Alex is upset because they've got everything they ever wanted and they're not happy. And
they've got everything they've ever wanted. She made him quit his dream job, like move away from his family and his favourite people. Like, no. She's so delusional.
But she's
like,
also blaming him. So she's saying,
of course
he
she
hated
is.
his family. He didn't want to see his family. I never would have stopped him. He didn't want to go. Majority of contact to stop. And he's saying no, he stopped seeing them because of her. And she's saying, no, this was his choice. And she's so blatantly using her size. Like, she's a tiny little human being in every sense of the word. Like, small, petite. And she don't know. Yeah, no, yeah. Like, that's how she talks. And you just think, oh, no.
Yeah.
And
being all meek and mild-mannered and acting as if she couldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah. And sort of, excuse me. Like that.
Oh.
And I just think, oh, God.
Psycho.
And the police say, Alex has said in his interview that he was attacked every single night since September, and if she didn't attack him one night, she'd make up for it the next day. And she goes, no, that's not true. And they said to her, what about the hairbrush that you keep down the side of your chair, like in the car? And she said, oh, I have that so that I can hit him with it when I'm driving the car, so I've got something to hit him with it. And she hit him so hard that one of his teeth is falling out, but he has no car, no money, has no financial independence, can't go to the dentist, so he just rips the tooth out. Like, that's how bad it was.
But she admits that she has a hairbrush back down the side of her seat to be able to whack him while she's driving.
So he tells the police the tooth story, and she goes, when they ask her about it, she goes, yeah, I've got the toothbrush down... the hairbrush down the side there, and when we argue, I can hit him everywhere with it. She also says, yeah, there was a hammer, but I never hurt him with it. So what was the hammer doing then?
And also, then why is he limping?
And also, why are you even bringing up the hammer? I own a hammer. I own a saw as well. But I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, we've got a saw, but I never used it.
And then you pan to the left and Jay's standing there with his arm hanging off.
You dingbat! And then she says, I only ever cut him. I never stabbed him.
Like, there's a difference when it comes to actually assaulting someone. She's trying to justify, but she's trying to justify it all. Like, but you're right. She's desensitized. See, desensitized. You say it.
Desensitized.
Desensitized.
Very good. Well done. They ask him, have you ever acted in self-defense? And he says, no. I just thought one day it would end. And they ask her about her mental health, and she says, no, I'm fine. I don't suffer with anything. Now, firstly, yes, you do.
Yeah. Yes, you suffer with all of it.
All of it, and we hate you, and there's no excuse. And do you know what? You don't suffer with it. You are just a... Ooh. But also, you're an idiot, because then when your lawyer turns around and claims insanity and mental health issues and postpartum depression to cover you, you've just agreed that that's not the case. So you're...
And also, how can you justify postpartum depression where she literally started this before she had babies?
I mean, her defence lawyer never actually says that. I'm just saying she's an idiot, because that is obviously what a defence lawyer is going to say, and they can't use it anymore. So on the 28th of September, oh my God, no, before they ask him, like, what do you want? And he just says, I just don't want to be hurt anymore. What?
When is he reunited with Geraldine and his granddad? Tell me when.
We'll get there.
I need it to happen right now. I need
a lot of time has passed, remember. 28th of September 2017, she is charged with GBH and coercive and controlling behaviour. She is the first female in the UK to be charged with controlling and coercive behaviour. It's a very difficult one to prove, even though we know millions of people endure it. It's very, very difficult. Now, the sergeant calls the mum and says he's safe, but she has hurt him. And Alex comes home and says, Mum, can I have a hug? And she says he's just broken and battered and skinny. And he goes home and there's photos of him. He just gets into bed and just sleeps. He must be exhausted. That boy has not had a decent night's sleep in 5 years.
Yeah.
And within 5 days, the 2 kids are given to him. Geraldine didn't even know the second one had been born. So, you know, he's now got the 2 babies. And all of his friends and family just take him back in. No questions asked. They just wrap him up in all kinds of love and they just look after him and everything. And the family says there was no remorse in the court on her part. Jordan pleaded guilty to everything, but she wasn't sorry for it. She wasn't sad about it. She was just indifferent. And the judge said, but she doesn't blame him for anything that she did to him.
Is that supposed to mean something?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know whether the judge is just relaying what she said. She doesn't blame him for anything that she did to him. I don't know if I'm meant to give flying monkeys about that.
Yeah. Is that supposed to make things better?
Don't worry, I don't blame you for me beating you up.
Yeah, because it was entirely your fault, you psychopath.
And die in a hole.
Oh my god, this one's really, I know that we've spoken about a lot of shitty subjects, but this has truly angered me. Truly angered me.
I like it when you're angry. It's good when you're angry. I'm not the only one. Just be prepared for getting more angry. It's not over yet.
Okay.
13th of April, she is given 2 7-year sentences for wounding with intent and GBH to be served concurrently. Do you know the difference between concurrently and consecutively?
I mean, concurrently, she's serving them at the same time?
Yes, she's serving them at the same time, meaning that she only has a 7-year sentence.
Wait, so what's the point in giving her two 7-year sentences if you're only going to serve 7 years?
I don't know.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Unless she's
And she was given an extra 6 months for controlling or coercive behaviour. There is also a restraint. There's also a restraining order, which is indefinite, which thank God, because the amount of times the police are like, you can choose a 3-metre square that they can't enter, and that's it, and don't be ridiculous, you can't have anything else.
Choose your 3 words location, and that's exactly the only 3 words that she can't go on.
Yeah, that's literally it. So,
but wait, this restraining order is just
indefinitely. So I'm hoping that's forever. She has to stay well away from him and their 2 children.
Okay, good.
But
and the kids.
Why is she not being done for attempted murder?
Yeah.
If he was 10 days away from dying.
Yeah.
And then if you're being done for attempted murder, just because you tried to kill him and failed, surely then you're just a murderer. So she should literally have been charged with murder.
Yeah.
So just because you're bad at murder doesn't mean we shouldn't charge you for murder.
Yeah. No, for sure. Wait, but this restraining order is for the kids as well. So the kids, she's not allowed to do the kids.
He's going to have custody of the kids.
Yeah.
And the restraining order is for him. So I'm guessing she won't be allowed near the kids either. Yeah. I mean, if they were to go to court and all of this were to come out, I'm sure they'd say no thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
Alex has to have several operations on his brain, his head, and his hands because of the damage that she has done.
His brain? Oh.
Yeah. She has but, you know, he's so relieved. He's got his babies and he's safe. And I would like to give a round of applause. Who am I giving a round of applause to?
It better be to Ed.
PC Ed. He was interviewed after all of this and he said, I was wrong. He said, I should have worked it out sooner because of the fact that it was a male victim and a female perpetrator. I didn't cotton on fast enough. And he said, this has to change, you know. And I've written in my notes, PC Ed, you are the change that we need. in how we would view male victims. What a guy. And he said, you know, we were a similar age. He was a bit older than him, but he should have noticed that something wasn't right. And he was quite quick on the uptake, I thought, but you know.
Yeah.
And Paul is Alex's friend. I don't know if you remember him. He's super open and honest as well. And he's interviewed, because there's a documentary that I watched that has all these interviews in it. And he said, it's really hard as a man not to think, how does this happen to a man? And he said, we all think that, like, that's normal, but it's really important that we start to break down and realise that it doesn't start with stabbing and swinging knives around people. It starts with the breaking down of someone's confidence and self-esteem and connections and isolating someone. And then Boy Jordan says, we cannot have gender tied to the term victim or perpetrator or abuser, I think he said. I just thought, that's a good line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that. But Alex is absolutely covered in scars and marks and burns. But this man has gone on to do such incredible things. So he now is a football coach, and it's sponsored by a men's mental health charity, which is amazing. He goes and talks to professionals, medical professionals, about how to spot the signs of abuse in men. And he's got his 2 babies and he's raising them, and his plans for the future are to open a refuge, and he just wants to be able to help people that were in his situation. She was released.
No!
July 4th, 2023. She's engaged to a man, and the family have said, don't do it! Run! And he won't hear it. He's like, no, love her to bits. Put her in when I found something else. I found a fundraising page for her to run the London Marathon, and apparently she was running for the Centre for Women's Justice, which is an organisation aiming to help end the violence towards women and girls. Get the hell out of here, you stupid cow.
Oh my life, she's so messed up.
There's also sources that say that that she was the victim and she was the one who was hurt, and I just think, honestly, go away.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Obviously, I'm very glad that this one did not involve murder. But this whole situation was horrific, and obviously Alex is going to go on and have an incredible life with TJ and Iris, but he never should have been in this situation, and he was failed a number of times. And honestly, there's no one to blame but her. She's just a vile.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that you say he was failed, but I think that there's only so much those people can do. By the
police. The police should not have gone in and just separated them into 2 separate rooms.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Yeah.
When they received calls of of screaming and shouting and saw those things, they shouldn't have been. I definitely think there would have been an element of, because the woman isn't sitting there going, he's beating me. They've just thought, well, the domestic violence isn't possible because she's saying everything's fine, so everything must be fine.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. But I mean, I think that there's only so much that you can do when the victim is adamant that they're not a victim, you know, like when they were at the hospital and he left against medical advice and they were saying, no, please stay. And he no, I'm fine. Like, this is my fault. I've done this myself. No, like, I'm good. There's only so much. You can't hold him there against his will, you know. But there should be processes in place to make note of those kinds of things and to follow up and that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, I think he's gone on to do incredible things. But you know, we need to do better. We really need to do better. So if you need it, the National Domestic Abuse Helpline is 0808 2000 247, and do not be ashamed, do not be embarrassed. this is not your fault. As the wonderful Giselle Pellico said, the shame must change sides. The men's advice line is 0808 8010327, and of course, in an emergency, call 999. Advocate for yourself. It is really, really hard, but you know, we so often hear of abusers being so charming and whatever. We've even heard of things where, you know, they call the police get there, and the abusers charm them into thinking that, look at this crazy one over here, you need to deal with them. But
it's always manipulation,
yeah, if you need to just say, I am not safe, take me away, then that's all you can get out. Just say that. I'm not safe, take me away. Doesn't matter how freaking crazy you look. I'm not safe, I'm not safe, I'm not safe, I'm not safe. If they need to put you in a jail cell for the night, then crack on, go and sit in a jail cell for the night if it's going to keep you safe, because
and there's also
abusers can be the loveliest smileys.
The universal SOS signal, isn't that it?
Shut up, tell me about it.
I'm pretty sure, let me double check. There's the universal...
We're Googling. Go on, tell me all about it.
So it's a universal signal to show distress, and it's basically with your palm up, fold your thumb in, fold your fingers down, and that's it. Like it was originally supposed to be like a continuous thing that you do over and over, but if you were to just show someone that, then that just doing the once.
Do you reckon a police officer would know that?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And it's making the rounds on like TikTok and Instagram more recently, so I think that
should we make a TikTok and Instagram about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rosie's going to do that. That sounds fun. Okay, please go and follow us on our TikTok and Instagram. That is 2060life_pod.
Yeah.
As always, please be safe. Please be careful. If you are experiencing anything like this, then my heart goes out to you, and please know that you are loved and there is help out there for you.
Yeah. And you're not alone.
You're not alone. Subscribe to us on Spotify and YouTube, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you, Catherine.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.